Watch, where we bring you Catholic conversations on marriage, parenting, and Catholic family life. Ako si Marijo Mendoza, ang inyong host. Kasama ko ang aking co-host na si Lennon Ramirez.
Thank you, Manjo. So at Family Watch, we believe that the path to the renewal of society and transformation of the church begins in and through the family by strengthening marriage, empowering parents, and of course, bringing families closer to Christ.
Oy, Lennon, we missed you in the last episode. Sabi ko, binulgar ko na sa buong mundo, iniindyan mo ako eh. May tanong pa naman akong nakareserva para sa iyo. But anyway, nasabi ko rin sa ating viewers na since it's the month of February, ang ating episodes will be devoted to what else? Love and marriage.
Actually, nung napanood ko yung episode natin last time, napaisip ako ano nga ba yung dream marriage ko? Mga ganun na. Pero yes, kasi importanteng topics tong mga to. No? So sa maraming tao ngayon na iniisip lang kasi pagkapag-ibig yung topic ay ito ay mushy feelings lang or mga mushy feelings na sobrang pa-feel good. No? Yung mga panahon mo nga ay mga harana, di ba? Yung mga pangako na kukunin mo ang between at ang buwan pag naliligawan mo yung tao, no? Ngayon, mala-TikTok na, proposal sa Messenger or kitaan sa dating apps, di ba? Pero
masyado mo pinatanda. Hindi ko inabutan yung harana. Kahit yung mga magulang ko, hindi nagharana eh. Inabutan ko Hallmark cards. Hallmark cards. Tapos pag tinignan mo yung Hallmark card, may presyo sa likod, di ba? Kahit naibigay mo na, alam mo, nagbigay mo magkano yung card. Di ba? Kaya naisipan naman natin, ilahad sa episode na to ng Family Watch, ang kabilang banda ng buhay mag-asawa. Ika nga nila, married life is not a bed of roses. No? Para mas magandang talakayan, bakit hindi mo ipakilala yung ating mga natatanging guests?
Yes. Okay. So, ang ating guest ay couple na kasal na ng 22 years. No? Ang lalaki ay naging guest natin last year sa ibang episode kung saan pinag-usapan natin ang unity ng kanyang buhay, no? Bilang katolikong asawa, tatay at PBA coach. No? Ang kanyang asawa naman ay isang visual artist at stay-at-home mom and wife. No? Meron silang 2 anak, edad 19 at 14.
So welcome to Family Watch, Coach Patrick Fran and his sweetheart, Marijo. Kamusta kayo?
Good evening Manjo. Good evening, Lennon. And good evening, everyone.
Yes, kamusta ang buhay? Go ahead.
It's nice to be invited in your show.
Yes. Yung mga paintings ba sa likod mo ay likha mo, Marijo?
Not those ones. I have to move the camera, no?
Pwede ba iharap, Manjo? Ito, your first.
The one there, yung Mama Mary and child, that one. And then the one where Mama Mary's holding the rosary.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ganda.
Grabe, ang galing.
Thank you.
And dami, it's all around. Siyempre, wala silang choice. I hang it here sa bahay. They don't have a choice. I just make our home my gallery.
Ito naman. Saan mo pa dadalhin? Siyempre sa inyong household, di ba? So, Lennon, why don't you get the ball rolling?
Yeah, siguro, as usually pagka may couple na, isa lang ang tanong na laging starter. No? So, paano kayo nagkita? Paano kayo nagkakilala?
You first?
Naimbita ako sa Actually, hindi ako inimbita sa debut party ng friend ni Marijo. That was back in 1991. Ilan taon ka na, Lennon?
Wala pa. Nasa isip pa lang ng tatay ko.
Okay. Yeah, back in 91. Back in 91, that was, I think, October. Tapos, mahina loob ko. Kagaya ko din ng Manjo, mahina loob.
Perfect.
Tapos nagkita kami March na. Birthday din niya. But I wasn't invited. Yung friend ko invited.
So, gate crasher.
Sumama lang kami. Sumama lang.
Okay.
Ayun. Ikaw, Ma'am.
Yeah, the first time nga we went to a debut. And then he was like seated like a few seats beside me. But he was really, really quiet. He wasn't really speaking the whole night. So sabi ko doon sa friend ko, ano ba tong katabi mo? Parang statwa. Because he was, but I didn't know he was like playing basketball. I didn't really know anything about him. It's just that we were just all seated together in one table with my best friends and his best friend. So that's where we really met in the ballroom of Intercon. Wala nang Intercon ngayon. Yun.
Ano yun?
There. Hotel
Ano yun?
Intercon.
Okay.
Hindi alam ni Lennon.
At the debut of my friend. So,
Lennon,
common friend.
Okay.
Nagharana ako sa kanya.
Wow.
Seryoso.
Joke lang.
Siguro nagka-senior moment ako. Intercon.
So, ganito, you each have to have your own answers. So, anong qualities ang nakita mo na na-attract ka doon sa iyong spouse? O sige, ladies first.
First, since I told you a while ago, he was really quiet. He wasn't speaking. So there's a touch of mystery. I didn't even know he was playing for the UST Tigers at that time. And I wasn't too keen on, I wasn't really into basketball. So wala akong idea. And then I saw that he was, since when you're quiet, you're mysterious. My friends would tell me, nako si Patrick, pagka 3 o'clock mag-Divine Mercy yan. Pagka 12, mag-Angelus yan. Tsaka 6. And they were like talking about it. They were like building him up. So sabi ko, parang yun yung gusto ko. Kasi alam ko pagka religion, when the guy has a very good spiritual life and relationship with the Lord, definitely he's not the type who would make loko, diba? So parang feeling ko, pwede to because parang takot mangloko to or something. I'm sure he's the type of guy who I can really trust. So basically, that's the very first thing that I was really attracted to. When I saw that, he's quiet, he looks very peaceful, and then parang very religious. Yun yung first. That's the first. The physical is actually, it all came next.
Bonus yan.
Wow. Because
Good looks.
most of the guys that I meet during that time were parang the guys were like, party guys, maloko, and like medyo mayayabang. He was totally different. Parang he didn't come to impress me, or when he talked to me, parang very subtle lang, because parang hindi naman yan player because he was so quiet, he was parang very shy. So yun.
Sige,
Yeah.
Pat, ikaw naman.
Kikilig ako.
Wait lang yan. Pamira, kalalaking tao. Umayos ka, Lennon.
Shy.
Okay.
Ay, Pat.
Hindi alam ni Marijo Lennon. Yung mga friends niya from STC, ng grade school, pinamimerienda ko. Para sabihin yung mga good
Para
things
build
na.
up. Yeah.
Para i-build up ako. Hindi niya alam yun. Biro lang. Yung October, na na-meet ko siya ng October 91, pauwi kami noon. Kwento ko lang. Nasa Shaw Boulevard na. Gabi na eh. Habi ko kay yung best friend ko si Martin Martinez. Nung college, sabi ko, Marts, parang nakita ko na yung babaeng papakasalan ko, sabi ko. Alam mo ano sabi sa akin ni Martin? Paano ko papakasalan? Hindi mo nga hiningi yung number eh. So wala. That was the first and last na nagkita kami. That was October 91. Tapos wala na. Siyempre, sa UST, yung mga STC friends niya, binibiro, oy, si Marijo, ganun, mabait yun, ganun. Torpe rin ako eh. So March, 19th birthday ni Marijo, in-invite yung isa kong friend, si J-Boy. Siya invited, kaya lang di makapunta si J-Boy. STC friends din niya yun, yung group na yun, same group. So kami ni Martin pumunta. Ayun.
Okay.
Representative. So I
lang
didn't
kami.
invite him, no?
So yun na yung simula.
niya.
Doon na yung nagsimula. So, nung nasa party na, hiningi ko na yung number, Majo.
Finally.
Ayun. So,
Pero ano yung qualities na nakita mo sa kanya?
Yan.
Napakabait na to. Siguro tinatanong nga niya ilan ba yung binisita mo? Sabi niya, tinatanong niya ako before, ilan ba yung mga binibisita mo before? Sabi ko, wala naman eh. Sabi ko, yung quality na nakita ko kay Marijo is family, yung family nila ibang klase, Marijo. You can attest to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yun yung, for me, yun yung una ko talagang tinitingnan. Yung family, syempre si Marijo, kung ano yung tingin niya siguro sa akin, very subtle din yan. Tahimik lang. Tawag nga sa kanya sa Miriam now. Tawag sa kanya Maria Clara. Noong mga high school friends niya.
Para kayo pinagtagpo ng tadhana, no? So,
Kaya
anyway,
nga naghaharana.
ilang years yung courtship nyo before you got married? Ilang years yung courtship nyo before you got married?
6.5 years.
Oh, haba.
Wow.
First boyfriend and first boyfriend then first girlfriend.
Yes.
Wow. Bihira na yung gano'n, ha? Diba?
Bihira.
Bihira na. So how did you reach the decision to get married?
That was in 97, Manjo. I entered the professional league. Sabi ko, I think I was 24 years old then. I finished kasi at the age of 20 eh. Marijo nag-graduate siya 21. Sabi ko, Ma'am, baka next year. Sabi ko, ganun lang, kwentuhan lang. Sumama lang ako, sinama ako nila first time sa Subic. Sumama ako with Marijo's family. I was invited to go with them. Nalala ko sa Crown Peak pa yon. I don't know if you're familiar with Crown Peak.
Yeah.
Doon sa taas. Sabi ko,
Kabisado ni Lennon yan.
sabi ko, baka next year, sabi ko. Tapos yun, the following year, November 7, gusto sana namin December 8.
Wow.
Kaya lang hindi pwede.
Mahirap kumuha ng...
book na yung yung church. Since marriage is devotee of St. Joseph, she was born March 19.
Yeah.
Kaya gusto namin Santuario de San Jose talaga.
Yeah.
Kaya gusto sana namin December 8. Ang anniversary namin kasi July 7. So ginawa na lang namin November 7. Before kasi yung PBA, ang break kasi Manjo is December 20 to January 5. Kaya sabi ko sana December. Kaya lang, sige, November na lang. Ayun.
Akala ko tinitingnan yung church calendar. Yung pala PBA calendar ang tinitingnan.
PBA calendar.
Anyway, when you finally took the plunge, ano yung core beliefs niyo? What were you expecting? I mean, you got married at a young age. Hindi naman ngayon kasi nag-aasawa na sa mga 30s na no? So
Yeah.
Comparatively bata pa kayo nun. So ano yung paniniwala niyo? You first.
Nahiya.
Ladies' choice.
Sa akin siguro Manjo yung yung closeness ko sa family nila iba eh. With Daddy Jerry and Mommy Jenny, especially with Lola. Hindi na ako mahihiya. I stayed with them for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then nung pregnant si Marijo, we stayed for another 3 months. Tapos tsaka kami lumipat na house. Pero 5 streets away lang naman.
Yeah.
Ganun sila. Ganun talaga ka-closely yung family.
So ano yung in-expect niya when you got, when you said I do, ano yung niya? What were your plans then? I mean, I don't mean yung kung saan kayo titira, but what were your grand dreams or aspirations?
Well, diba, because when you're ready to settle down, first you have to think first if you're able to, you can actually support the family in any event that you will welcome your firstborn. Parang feeling, our idea is definitely to have children, definitely. So parang feeling namin, before we entered into the marriage, parang it's more of actually preparing for what's going to, for the family. So it's more of we really wanted to have kids na right away. Parang alam mo yung feeling na we don't wanna postpone it or Parang that's our idea. It's, syempre, when you love each other, parang you really want na, oy, sana magkaroon na tayo ng children because that's how it starts eh. Although we were like, we both grew up in a very conservative family, very strict, both our parents, both sides. So parang feeling namin, we wanted to like really delay so that we can actually, you know, get to know each other more and enjoy each other's company. Pero sabi namin, if the Lord's plan for us to have children na right away, so be it, diba? Parang we were so excited. Pero it took us 3 years before we had one. So that was enough time for us to really plan for the, future. Yeah.
Did you, naisip nyo ba na, before pa, no, na magkakaroon kayo ng mga major challenges along the way?
Definitely. Kasama yun. To tell you honestly, kasama yun sa prayers namin every night na talagang may challenges na naman talaga.
Yes.
Kahit naman sino, di ba?
Mm-mm.
Especially sa married couple, with the kids, may mga problems na may encounter ka. You just have to, siguro, to pray to the Holy Spirit to be guided. Kung ano yung magandang decision na dapat mangyari.
Yeah. Let me be more direct to the point. I think si Lennon was referring to yung major health challenge ni Marijo. Maybe you'd like to share that and how you were able to overcome it.
The first time na nalaman ko yun, kwento ko kay Marijo, sabi ko, hindi ako nakakatulog. Bakit siya hirap? Siguro for about 2 weeks. Nahirap. Punta lang ako kay Mama Ola. Every morning I was there. And gumaan. Gumaan.
Let's share a little detail of sa audience natin. Ano?
Yeah.
So, what did you learn from what did the doctors tell you?
Actually, that when it was a bomb, diba? So when I siguro I have to really go back and immerse myself into that situation. I can retell it. When your life is practically so smooth sailing, it's more of like, comfortable. The Lord always takes a back seat. He takes the back seat all the time. So parang feeling ko, it came at a moment in my life where everything was just perfect. And all of a sudden, when you get that diagnosis, parang everything will shatter, diba? But it only took me a very, very short time, like a day, to really accept it. I did not go through any denial phase. And I don't know with the people around me, especially those of my loved ones, they might be putting a brave front in front of me, but ako as a person in accepting and in realizing that situation that we were in, that crisis, parang feeling ko, Lord, you gave this to me. It means kaya ko. Because you will not give me something that I cannot handle.
Anong stage ba nung nalaman niyo?
That was early stage naman. It was stage 2, ganyan. But then going through the treatment, the chemo, everything, 50-50 yun eh. Because, chemo is deadly. Oh. But I actually use chemo as my purification tool eh. Because going through that suffering, yung parang, when you're nawala yung buhok mo, you bloat, everything that before, may konting physical deformity o parang I get crazy, parang alam mo when you're maarte, I was kind of hedonistic, I love all the mga everything that's superficial na maganda, lahat yun nabura. Just a snap of a finger, parang goodbye to all these, even my designer bags, gusto ko itapon lahat. Because parang feeling ko, walang kwenta. So I had to parang, oh my gosh, parang, ito dati, dumihan lang yung bag ko, I get wild. Parang ngayon, anong silbi ng mga, and I had to really, parang, it was like sampal to me na parang, oh my gosh, all these times, ito pala yung these are the things that you give importance to. And then all of a sudden, parang I thank the Lord. Lord, thank you, because I was one of the chosen ones to really recognize you and realize your importance in my life. Kasi otherwise, parang, we're Catholic, I consider myself religious, but not spiritual. So that was the beginning of my relationship with the Lord. So parang, therefore, you will look at it as a blessing, because parang feeling ko, kung wala yun, di ba, parang, wala, happy-happy ka. And you know what I mean? Parang, so all the pains, chemo, whatever it is, physical deformity, parang feeling ko, those were all reminders. And then these are the things that strengthen my relationship with the Lord. Kasi parang feeling ko, di ba, reminder yan eh. Every time na, you get reminded of these things, dun na nasa strengthen. Kasi pag relax ka lang, masaya masyado. It's, I don't know, it's very tempting to just, forget about the Lord.
But, pakilala mo, sino ba si Mama Ola?
Yeah, si Mama Ola is Mama Mary of Marikina, Our Lady of the Abandoned.
Ola for short.
Yeah, meron kasing lay minister dito sa subdivision. Couple sila, lector, commentator, and lay minister. Nag-sharing lang kami. Nag-sharing lang siya, sabi niya, punta ka lang kay Mama Ola every morning. Siya bahala siya.
Mama Ola.
Very endearing way to call Our Lady, di ba? It's like Mama Mary. So, what kind of support did you receive from your family members, immediate family niyo, from the Gabuyas and the Frans?
From our family members, talaga prayers lang, Manjo eh. Daily prayers, daily masses, chaplet of the Divine Mercy as much as you can. And that was the time also na I started going to the Marian movement of my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yun yung shinare ko last time.
Yung Senecal.
During the December 30 na Hindi ever na ako pumunta doon, Manjo, since the last time siguro, 1995. Doon lang ako bumalik.
So that got you restarted sa Marian movement. Yeah.
Ngayon, we have cenacles every Mondays and Fridays. Kahit na lang, through Google Meet.
Okay. Leonard, do you have a question?
Actually, sobrang gulat ako eh. Hindi naman halata sa mukha ko, no? Pero I'm really amazed, no, with how you saw these things happen. No? Some people would say na I'm cursed or something like that. Parang sobrang unlucky ko naman, no? Sobrang malas ko. But I think a takeaway for me, no, is to see this as an opportunity for me to love God more. Na kumbaga, ito yung paraan, isang sampal to ni Lord sa akin na sinasabi niya na, hoy, pansinin mo naman ako. Pansinin mo naman ako. I'll be here with you. Nandito ako para sa'yo. Mga ganong moments. And that's something na, and I guess it's not just them and the Lord. No, it's more of a manifestation of the Lord through their kids, through their family, no, or mga friends, support, etc. na kept them strong. So while there's the conversation with our Lord, there were these manifestation of our Lord through their friends naman.
So what ano yung difference ngayon on how you live family life as compared to before you got sick, Marijo?
Well, now I believe in the power of prayers. So in everything we do, we ask his presence in everything we do, be it painting, in even the household chores. We call the divine will in everything. Kasi parang that is your fuel eh. When you wake up in the morning, you thank the Lord for the new day, and then to spearhead you and to you refresh your body, your energy, so that you're ready for your work. And what is your work? I might not be working working in a company, but then I'm working for the Lord. My work is basically just to inspire people through my painting.
Yeah.
And then feeling ko, Lord, energize me for your work. Because sometimes when you're tamad or when the other one would, make you too lazy to do something, so parang just call the Lord to spearhead your day. And then that's when I start painting. And then when I paint kasi, sometimes it's the paintings that I create, they have different messages to different people. So that's what I do. I paint religious paintings. Prior to me getting sick, I was painting really. I love painting, but my subjects were just limited to everyday things like if people, still life, landscape. Come 2015, the subjects were basically not all, but most of it. It's all spiritual, divine images. So painting of Jesus, Mama Mary, the saints. So
Padre
basically,
Pio.
Padre Pio, of course, my favorite. Siyempre, minsan sabi ko, nagsiselos ba ibang saints kasi may mga favorites, di ba? Pero ako like Saint Joseph, parang is my patron. So ito sa Maria Josefina, sabi ko, Saint Joseph, don't make tampo ha. Because sometimes I paint Padre Pio often because a lot of people would ask me, like I was commissioned to paint a lot of Padre Pio paintings. So sabi ko, ang daming Padre Pio. Parang I created like around 30 Padre Pio images in all. I cannot replicate exactly a painting. So parang iba-iba depending on the person I'm painting it for. So iba yung mood. May time na meron ako pinate na Padre Pio. He was so masungit there. And then parang the caption is parang, do not let any perplexity in life trouble you or something. But the painting there was so masungit. Kasi sabi ko, that's for you because you're so matigas ulo. That's why the face of Padre Pio there is galit. The reminder, that painting that you have to, tapos tawa ng yung owner. So sabi niya, that's why I put the Padre Pio sa tabi ng bed ko so that I'll be reminded to be good. These are the things that, parang, it uplifts me. Kasi parang your talent is being used. It's not, diba? Parang yun yung happiness ko. Because, that's why, diba, you're actually asked to do something. You have to heed on to the call.
Yeah.
You don't stop there and depend on your, kaya nga, energize me, Lord, for your work. That's why that's it.
We have one question before we go to the next segment. No? If the two of you were to give advice now to a love-struck couple na nagpaplano mag-asawa, when I get married, everything will be perfect, no? Ano yung sasabihin ninyo sa kanila? Halimbawa, nasa pre-K na seminar kayo. Ano si-share nyo?
Ako, Marijo, siguro...
Sabihan mo si Lennon. Ano si Lennon yung
ano
single?
mabibigay yung advice para sa akin?
Yeah.
Naririnig ako ng dalawang bata. Hindi ako, always call on the Holy Spirit talaga. Yung prayer life, number 1 yun. Medyo sa mga teenagers ngayon kasi, di ba? Mga 20, 22, medyo hindi pa eh. I'm not saying hindi pa, pero madami sa kanila na yung Sunday goers lang, di ba?
Yeah.
Obligation lang.
Yeah.
Pero yung mas malalim doon, yung have a direct line siguro.
Yeah. Or a
Lahat
personal
naman tayo may
relationship.
direct line eh. And pag nag-pray ka, you should also practice, hindi lang yung prayer, hindi lang yung hingi. You should practice listening also. Kasi sasabihan ka nila eh. I'm just sharing this I might, siguro sa mga ibang viewers nyo, baka may sound weird. Pero you listen, practice listening, i-guide ka nila eh. I-guide ka nila.
In your time to be
Sige, si Marijo naman na mag-advise doon sa couple.
Yeah, when like a couple is really in love with each other and they want to really get married, maybe you ask for a sign if it's really time that you tie the knot. But diba, in everything naman that you do, when you ask the Lord in your planning, if hindi talaga kayo met and you ask the Lord for help, something will happen eh. Like not like, if it's like more of guidance. So parang baka hindi pa pala this time, not this year, not next year, or something like that. Because sometimes we all know too well eh. Parang feeling natin everything is in our hands. We can always decide, oh, next year ganyan, no? And all of a sudden something happens, pupunta pala may break somewhere, pupunta. There are a lot of things because sometimes our planning, it's not, I'm not saying na lahat ng plans natin won't come to fruition. But most of the time, if we allow the Lord to take over, yung plans naiiba. So it's either napapaaga or nadidelay. So we just have to be sensitive enough to to see the signs. Tapos parang, like for example, parang you feel you're ready. You have to accept the fact now when you get into a relationship, it's not perfect. It's not gonna be really easy. Because marriage, it's it's not just being in love with each other. There's work in marriage. You really have to work because two different people staying together. Alam mo, 'di ba? Like kami, how many years? There are some things that we still just discovered just now. I mean, oy, 'di ba? Parang you realize na ganyan eh. Mahal mo yung tao, syempre accept mo ganun. O kunyari, nakikita niya ako OC minsan or masungit. Dati hindi naman nakikita yon. So, if you get it into your nerves, tapos kunyari nagpatong-patong, that's the time na nagkakaroon ng misunderstanding. So, you have to accept the fact that that's part of the marriage. Magkaiba kayo, but then when you love each other, you will be able to accept each other. Kaya nga, you have to pray for each other. Pray for the partner, pray for the right partner, your husband, your wife, ganun.
And for
It's
the
hard,
singles
but it's-
now, the singles now, you have to pray for your future spouse. Kung wala pa kayo, if you're not in a relationship, you have to pray for your future spouse.
And if you are in a relationship, still pray for your future spouse.
Yes. Yes.
It's like this one quote na sabi ng kaibigan ko, no? When the feeling of love is gone, it's love that remains. So for the final takeaway, now we would like to call on Tiffy and Anton to join us in this discussion in a separate computer. There we go. Hello, Tiffy and Anton.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, kids. Ay, hindi na to kids. Ang lalaki na ng mga to. Although when I first knew them, they were so small. So, Tiffany and Anton, what did you learn from your parents' marriage that influenced you in how you view marriage and in selecting a future spouse?
Okay. Well, since my parents are here, I have to filter everything I'm saying. But I guess I will be responding on behalf of the both of us because Anton, right? You are not thinking about girls yet. You're not supposed to. He's not supposed to. So I will be answering the question. Well, I guess you guys have spoken about my parents' love story when we were in here. We heard snippets of it earlier. And so I'll just pick up from there. The way that I see my parents, it feels like they're my dad's courting my mom every day. It feels like he's making legal my mom every day.
Wow.
Like I'm not here so that you will make me libre milk tea tomorrow. I'm not saying so that I'll get free milk. But every day feels like a day for an opportunity for my dad to court mom. Like this, you see the simple things and the little things over lunch and dinner. Where sorry, I might be disclosing too much information, but dad would just randomly go like, "Did you notice anything today?" Dad, what's a slide?
My mom's so beautiful.
Yeah, he would always call mom beautiful, like out of nowhere, and we just feel like, oh my god, that's something that high school teenagers in love, like that's something that they do. Growing up in that kind of environment, my standards, well, they're kind of like off the charts now. My standards are, the bar has been set because of dad. I see how much effort he puts into the relationship. I feel like after being married for how many years, with your silver wedding coming up on 2023, in 2023, I feel like the spark hasn't died yet. And I feel like I can't imagine being in a relationship for 25 years without getting bored. Like, honestly. And I just feel like, with love, like the passion and the spark, it just never dies. It's just there. And so the way I view relationships, um, it's magic, it's faith. I think it's, in today's day and age, it's so hard to find your perfect partner or spouse, the person who will really compliment you. Because I'm a firm believer in the fact that nobody will be like perfect. Nobody will pass your boyfriend
Some is
checklist.
perfect. Yeah.
Yes, nobody will pass your
Oh, yeah.
standards, but like, seeing mom and dad kind of like makes me believe that because I witness it every day. So I'm not
Wow.
making bola here. I'm just answering honestly.
You see,
What a beautiful
very
tribute.
smart.
Ayan, Lennon, ang dami mong natutunan sa bata. You have to court your
You
future
have to
wife.
tell them
every
they're
day.
beautiful every single
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Have to-
every meal.
every meal.
Kasi ako
Got it.
nagluto eh.
Kahit hindi
Kaya
masarap yung
pala.
Kahit
masarap
hindi
yung
masarap.
food.
Got
Lennon,
it.
masarap yung food.
Got it. All
Masarap kahit
positive.
maalat ha.
Positive.
Okay.
So, ganun mo,
Yeah.
parang maalat yung steak, ha? Ang sarap.
Ang sarap.
Alam niyo, we could go on and on, but we have a time limit to keep. And so, are you sure, Anton, you don't want to share anything?
No,
One
thank
last
you.
chance.
I just have the same opinion as Ate Tiffy.
Yes,
Oh,
and he
okay.
shouldn't be thinking about it kasi he's still
Oo nga. And then
a baby.
he's also the silent type kasi like.
I like how pairing yung mga clothes natin, Manjo and me, Tita Marijo and
Oh.
Actually, we didn't talk about it ha.
Happy Valentine's.
The boys are wearing red.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Valentine's. So
Sige.
it's the boys that should always get spark. Diba? O red. Dapat may
Tama
red
yan, tama
roses lagi ha.
Oh, sige.
Meron naman Manjo. Green.
Green.
Yeah.
Ano na? Hindi pa palaspas.
Hindi
Di pa,
pa.
di
Wala
pa.
palaspas.
Di pa.
Anyway, we'd like to thank the Fran family para sa kanilang guesting ngayon. We had fun talking to you guys. Lennon, you have anything to tell them?
Okay, thank you so much. I really enjoyed this. So, yeah, Manjo.
Okay, so, nagpasalamat na tayo. So we go to our Bible verse for the episode. It is from first letter of Peter, chapter 3, verse 7. It says, likewise, you husbands should live with your wives in understanding, showing honor to the weaker female sex, since we are joint heirs of the gift of life, so that your prayers may not be hindered.
And if you've got this far, thank you so much for watching. Kung nagustuhan niyo yung video, pakibigay naman kami ng thumbs up dyan, for comments on how we can improve or suggestions on what topics you think we should cover, type them in the comment box below. Please know that we always read your comments. Until next week.
Bye.
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 Bye.